Hari Om, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. I think at one point in time or the other, all of us wish we had a magic lantern which we could rub, and a magical genie would appear in front of us and be able to accomplish all these huge tasks that we think are so difficult to do. When we watch the movies of these genies appearing, it seems so cool and so convenient. And the thing is, we do. We have a genie. We have our own mind, which is capable of accomplishing absolutely anything and everything. In the Chalisa, Durgama kaja jagata ke jete, sugama anugraha tumare tete. It assures us that when we surrender to Hanumanji, by his grace, even the most difficult of tasks become easy to accomplish. But Hanumanji is not our genie. Earlier in the Chalisa, there's a line that says, Kumati nivara sumati ke sangi. He helps to change our crooked thinking into straight thinking. Kumati, an example of crooked thinking, I have this beautiful fridge magnet that a friend had given me. And in fact, over the years when I've decluttered, it's one of the things I've never thrown away. It says, I would give up chocolates, but I'm no quitter. And whenever anyone has come and seen it, they've always smiled. And this magnet's a perfect example of Kumati. It's such good logic used in a way that everyone already knows is not the most conducive behavior for us. But it's logical and it makes sense. I've also been told chocolate is healthy. And why? It's obvious that chocolate is healthy because look at the ingredients. Chocolate is made up of cocoa beans, and beans have proteins, and then it's made out of milk. And milk is also, calcium and good for us. And then it's made out of sugar, and sugar has energy. We need all those three things. We need to eat chocolate. It's healthy. It's good for us. And when we hear this, we say yes, and we smile. And of course, there's logic. But we know that logic isn't actually helping us be healthier, or it's just an excuse for us to be able to indulge in chocolate, which is very enjoyable to indulge in. With chocolate, it's no big deal. We can use these cute ways to make us smile. But when our thinking uses this kind of logic to continuously meet our selfish likes and dislikes, or our desires which may not be so noble, when we twist our thinking to justify and make excuses for ourselves, or when we end up blaming others and accusing them and making them wrong, making them feel bad, and also getting away from the responsibility that is actually ours, then our thinking becomes our greatest enemy, and we're not able to accomplish. With wrong thinking, we're not able to succeed. We might be able to succeed materialistically for a short period of time, but it wouldn't sustain. The thinking has to be corrected, and when it is corrected, when we do take complete responsibility for ourselves, when we let go of our stubbornness and our insistence on things being a particular way, or our wanting to be right, when we let go of all these things, then we find we can accomplish so much more. The way we think really will determine how much success we gain, not only materialistically, but even spiritually. And, the mind is such a powerful equipment, and we underestimate how much it can do. I saw a experiment, which I thought was rather cruel. But they took kids who weren't particularly talented in basketball. They got them to shoot hoops, and they cheered and they encouraged and they said you were doing amazing, even if the kid only got 1 out of 10 into the hoop. And they found that because they were cheering and encouraging and praising, within a span of even just 10 minutes, the kid would get 5 out of 10 into the hoop. So they would have such an incredible increase in their success rate. And that's fine. That's beautiful. But the next part of the experiment, they took kids who were really good, who would usually shoot 9 out of 10 into the hoop. And they started criticizing and saying, oh, that's okay, you're doing okay, but maybe you're not standing quite right. And making the person deliberately feel not confident. And amazingly, within a span of 10 or 15 minutes, that person who could easily shoot 9 or 10 now shot only 5. Or maybe the numbers were a little bit up and down, but to make you see. And so the experimenter said how important it is for the morale of the person to be up. And sportsmen know this because we hear it all the time. In cricket, it's called sledging, and it's a practice that some people even practice so that they can demoralize other players when it's a very important game. The state of our mind can change our performance. And we see this, and it's understood very, very easily and commonly. And people get what they want by manipulating other people's mind. But here what we want to do is we want to be able to control our own mind. The state of our mind determines how successful we can be. And so it's not that Hanumanji makes everything easy. It's that the more we emulate him, the more we see his confidence came, not from him thinking he was great, but his confidence came because he had surrendered to a higher cause and knew that whatever he needed would come to him because it was not for a selfish interest. His confidence came because he worked from a point of love and selflessness. His confidence came because he was able to stay focused in the present moment and not pay attention to all the internal chatter that might be going on. And therefore he accomplished such greatness. And we too can, by removing our chatter, removing our selfishness, staying focused. And so we've heard this quote from when we were in kindergarten. Whether we think we can or we think we can't, we write. But something a little bit more than kindergarten is, I can always learn new things and think new thoughts. And as I do, I can accomplish anything and everything. Think about it.